I look awful, oh my god. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to start recording like this. I've been off 1 month without making videos, and what happened? Demon Souls Remake has been announced! Demon Souls Remake for PS5. That, by the way, it sounds really awkward for me at least to say PS5 because it's something I couldn't think of. Like, I know it was in the air, I know like many people were talking about it. Even they made some announcements about it, but I was not expecting it to be anytime soon. I don't know why, but I had this feeling. On the video presentation it was saying holiday 2020, which it means December. Like, let's be real here. It's gonna be on December. It can be anytime soon. There is no other holidays, like big holidays between here and December, so it's gonna be December. On Christmas we're gonna have PS5. I can't wait. And many of those games that are being shown at the presentation, they're going to be most likely launch titles for the PS5. And I wouldn't be surprised if Demon Souls is one of these. Which is super cool if that's the case, because when the console comes out, we will be able to play it straight away. And if you followed the channel before, in the past, you know that I like Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls. All of the Dark Souls game, I absolutely love it. I'm crazy for them. But I am ashamed to admit that I never played Demon Souls. Although I do own it. I have a copy of Demon Souls. Actually, I have it right here, like behind my computer. There you go, you see? I've got the copy of the game with the game in it and everything, which it's not mine. I borrowed this from somebody and never returned it. But the problem was that when PS3 came out and there were all those games for PS3, I didn't have a PS3. I didn't have money, I didn't have a job, I was still in school. My parents didn't want to buy it for me, so I had to wait. At that time, I remember I had to endure the pain while all of my other friends were playing PS3 games. And when I finally had the money to buy the PS3, like 4 months later, PS4 came out. so I didn't really enjoy PS3 titles that much, because after that, as soon as PS4 came out, I just bought it straight away. I was like, not this time. This remake will give me the chance I always wanted to experience Demon Souls, and in some way people like me that didn't experience the original would be, I think, more lucky than the people who did, because whatever it comes out from this remake, for us, is gonna be the first time we experience the game. So far, for what we're seeing, this thing looks graphically astonishing. I mean, it's PS5, possibly new graphic engine. The game, it's gonna be handled by Blupoint games, and these are the guys behind the Shadow of the Colossus remake, who everybody praised to be a great remake. But those guys with this title, they're gonna be on the spot. Demon Souls, it's the beginning of a game type. Demon Souls is the granddad of the Souls. People are gonna be pretty pissed if they mess it up. And people are already kinda complaining, saying that the boss designing is changing, the areas are changing, and I mean, comparing it to the original, that's true for something that we saw in the trailer, but that's not gonna be the final product. The trailer is just what it is, a trailer. It's gonna show you what they're preparing, but it's not gonna tell you 100% what it's gonna be. And yet, you get people complaining that they are gonna take too much freedom into modifying what the original game was, which, I mean, is not necessarily bad. The world already had Demon Souls, and I don't think it needs to have it again. Putting it in perspective with Dark Souls, when Dark Souls came out, it was great, it was amazing, but then when they did the remastered, it wasn't that much of a game anymore. I mean, yes, it's still the first of the Dark Souls, and yes, it's an amazing game, but they kept in the remastered a lot of the flaws that the original had, and that's bad. If Blupoint Games is gonna take that freedom into making the remake, of Demon's Souls to enhance what Demon's Souls was and make it better than the original. And of course that's a long shot, that's a big statement from me, but this is not gonna be necessarily bad. The word remake gives the chance to the devs to expand on the lore of the original while maintaining the same vibe, the same tone, the same core of that game. And yes, it has to be done in the right way. I mean, take for example the most recent remake, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake, and take Jessie as a character. Now, I played the original when I was a kid, and I don't remember anything about Jessie. I didn't even realize that she was a she. The original was made of Roblox character, basically, so... And I don't remember anything about her past the first bombing run. Of course, I know she was there, but I don't remember her to be there. It wasn't a memorable character at all. While now, I love her. Like, the new Jessie, I love her a lot. The impact she has on you as a player is far way greater than the impact that she has on the story itself. Up until the point when she dies, and at that moment I was like, no, please don't leave me, because I was connected with the character in a much deeper way that she was supposed to be connected with the story itself. And that's some great character development and some great implementation of the remake concept. I mean, adjusting game visual and graphic, yes, it's important, and it will make you look at the game and say, wow, look at that, it's amazing. But then, when you play, you're not just sitting there staring at a nice picture, you are interacting with it. And if a book only has a nice cover but the content is garbage, it's not gonna fly, like that thing is not gonna work. So with a lot of the game visual and graphic enhancement, it must come a smoother experience. I remember when I played Dark Souls, the original, it was an amazing game, but if I come back to it now, it's very clunky and it's a slow game, like combat wise, it's a slow game. The transition they are doing with this remake, it has to transit into the gameplay. This has to be reflected on the combat system. I mean, Souls-like games are built around the combat system because it's the core of the game. Your experience fighting enemies, fighting bosses, and I seriously doubt that these guys at Blupoint, they are enhancing all of those game visuals, game graphics, they are pumping everything to the extreme. We saw some of those screenshots, they look amazing, and I I refuse to believe that they are not making changes into the way the game feels when you play it. I am fairly sure that we can expect, at the bare minimum, an enhanced combat system, things like omnidirectional rolling, which was totally absent in Dark Souls. The flow of the combat has to be faster, more like Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, not necessarily frenetic, but it has to be toned for the remake. There is something that it makes me feel a little bit worried, and it's the fact that we didn't see From Software logo. That's not present, but they have to have some sort of agreement. From Software must be working with these guys in some shape or form, in some degree or another, because they know what this game is. This is gonna be released on the new console. This has the potential to set the new generation standard of gaming for stamina-based combat. They need to do a good job with this, otherwise it's not gonna fly. I think it will be unacceptable, totally unacceptable, to have a game that looks this good if it plays like a PS3 game. But all things considered, those guys at Blupoint, they did something like this before. Yes, this is probably their biggest project, and even if they screw up in some things, I still don't think they're gonna deliver a bad game. This is gonna be a good game, because they know what they're doing. This has been proven in the past. I'm just saying that this could be a great game. This could be something that we're not prepared to. This could be something mind-blowing. It definitely has the potential to be. And that's it. Have a good day.